Hi, I'm Jacob Hornberger, Libertarian candidate for president. As I'm sure you all know, Democratic presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has abandoned his quest for the Democratic Party presidential nomination against President Biden and has decided to run as an independent. There was a lot of talk, of course, about him coming into the Libertarian Party. It appeared that there were some members of the Libertarian Party hierarchy that were very excited about the prospect of him coming in and seeking our party's nomination. As I wrote in separate articles on my campaign website at jacobforliberty.com, this would have been an absolute disaster for the Libertarian Party. This is a big government, liberal, welfare state loving Democrat. And to make him the presidential nominee in return for the promise of garnering a large number of votes would have been an absolute disaster. We would have been the laughing stock of the political world. As we call ourselves the party of principle and then nominate this big government, welfare state loving, gun-grabbing Democrat to be our nominee in the hopes of garnering a large number of votes. And I don't think he would have done so anyway. But it would have just, in terms of image alone, an absolute disaster. But don't count him out, because my hunch is that he is now discovering how difficult it is to get on the ballot in many states. And that's because of the enormous ballot access barriers that both Democrats and Republicans have erected against the Libertarian Party and other third parties and independents to protect themselves from competition. As I've long said, this is not two separate political parties. It's one major party, the Welfare Warfare Party, that is divided into two wings, Democrats and Republicans. And all they do is fight over control. Who's going to get the largest? Who's going to get the power every 4 years or every 2 years? And so it's kind of interesting that Kennedy is now seemingly being hoisted on his own petard, because he's been a Democrat all his life, I presume. And this is one of the parties that has erected the barriers that he is now undoubtedly discovering are extremely difficult to surmount. To get signatures in the states where you need an enormous amount of signatures, it essentially breaks a campaign. They've got to hire professional signature gatherers. Can you imagine? Professionals. The whole industry has arisen because of these ballot access barriers, and they charge like $7 to $10 a signature. So by the time a candidate spends all the money on the signature gatherers, he doesn't have much money to wage his campaign. And this is by design. And so the Democrats and Republicans say, they're pro-democracy, and they invade countries, killing countless people for the sake of democracy. But over here, they love this little anti-democratic system where they try to protect themselves from competition. So my hunch is that Kennedy might, when he realizes how difficult it is to get on the ballot, might say, you know what, maybe I can use that Libertarian Party anyway as a shortcut. I can go make a deal with them that I'll promise them a large number of votes, which, again, I don't think he can deliver because no Democrat's going to vote for him, and that's his natural constituency. But for the idea of the Libertarian Party, the self-labeled party of principle, to make this deal, which is really, for me, a pact with the devil, would, I think, just be absolutely disastrous. As I have maintained for umpteen years, and as I have maintained in this campaign and will continue to do so all the way through the nominating convention and hopefully beyond, is that the only way that we can lead America to freedom in this party and at the same time garner a large number of votes is by restoring the original brand of pure, genuine libertarian principles and to run a presidential campaign on that basis. I'm Jacob Hornberger, Libertarian candidate for president. My campaign website is jacobforliberty.com.